It's always tough when you lose a game, and when you had the opportunities to go win it, you look at it as the first half, and we didn't play well. The play there right before half was big, where we gave up the touchdown, and they go up 21-7. But even in the second half, when we battled back, we had the 18-wheeler package out there. We jump off sides. That was critical there. Probably would have got the first down. Then you look at the fourth down, we drop a pass, and we have another touchdown pass that we drop, miss a field goal. So many missed opportunities. Defense, you're able to battle back. Second half, got 2 turnovers back to back. But we knew what type of game it was going to be. We knew it was going to be one of those games where they was just going to kind of grind it out and try to keep the ball away from our offense. We needed to make stops. We didn't make them in the first half, able to bounce back there in the second half. But it's just we got to learn from it. We got to move on. We got a big one next week at home, and we just got to get ourselves back together. And it'll happen because you got a team that continues to battle, and a team's not going to quit, and a team's not going to give in. 10 minutes to go, we're 10 points down, and still had our opportunities to go win the football game. And it just shows what this team is about. And it's going to eventually catch it the right way, catch a break, and they'll be able to make those plays.
Question? Joe, you touched on it, but what are you thinking when you get the big interception there, and then another play, Armani drops a touchdown in his hand? What's going through your mind when you watch this?
Well, when you're looking at it, Ryan, you just understand, okay, we just need a play, and then we step up, and it was an unbelievable throw. Shane had a guy try to launch and hit him, and he let that one go, and just you can't relax it. It's almost like he had the ball kind of relaxed on it. You just got to make the catch, seal the catch, and get the 7 points. But even then, we still battle back, and we you get the bobble snap there, and that would have been a big play. Then we go miss a field goal, but we had just so many opportunities.
Their quarterback statistically hadn't been very good. Why was he able to look like an All-American against you guys?
Well, I don't know so much if it's an All-American. He made some throws, and they made some catches, and it's just that they were going 3-by-1 and throwing the ball out there on the bubble, which is an easy throw for him, and we just got to make sure that we get the ball back inside, which a lot of times the ball hit us on the outside.
Charlie, how disturbing is it that you played so poorly in the first half?
Well, what's really tough is that you look at the plays we gave up in the first half, and you look at how they scored, and even when they got to 14, okay, we throw the big one to Duvernay. You say, okay, it's 14-7. The only thing we need to do is get a stop here and go in at halftime 14-7, or get the ball back for our offense and see if we can get points ourselves. But it's you just can't play that well, especially on the road when you're on the road where it's really tough and you're in a tough environment.
Why couldn't you get the ball to Duvernay more?
Well, you look at them in the second half, they really played off of us, and they just gave us. That's why we kept taking the short throws, because they got beat by Duvernay, and they were not going to get beat again. And on the one that Money ran past the guy, they were just in Duvernay was in the slot, and the guy just backed off of him because it was 4th and long, and Money was able to get on top of his guy and run him down.
So what do you attribute all the penalties, especially early on when you started getting 4 in the first drive?
Well, you look at the one, it was a pass interference, and then they had us jumping. It was hard count, and then we jumped off sides. But you can't have those penalties, especially the one. It was the pass interference, because now all of a sudden we got them on a holding call. Then they come back with an interference call, which we were able to that was allowed the drive to continue. And even the one right before half, we got an interference call over on their sideline.
How do you feel when you see that the offense is driving in the first half, and Deontay comes out of the game, and Kyle Porter struggles there, and on a 3rd and 1 later, instead of giving it to your guy, it's a pass, whatever, and your best ball carrier isn't getting the ball?
Well, it's just the way. I think it's all about what they give us, Brian, and it's the quarterback making the checks, and he's going to place the ball where it needs to be placed. But it's not the fault of the offense or who's carrying the ball. We just got to be able to convert in those situations.
Coach, what was your message to your players after the game?
Well, we lost a tough one there. We had opportunities to go win. Just go get ready for the next one.
Coach, your thoughts on Jordan Willis, the K-State defensive end, made a few plays in the second half?
Oh, he did. And K-State's an outstanding team, a well-coached team, and they have some guys that can make plays for him, and he was able to.
Did either Dorian or Armani say why they didn't catch those balls?
Well, it's not like, those guys have been playing well, and I know it's hard on them right now, and it was really tough on Doran when he dropped his, because that's a big 4th and 1, and he was trying to run before he ever caught it, and ran the slant, and he was wide open. Because what happens you can't press, and the only thing you need to do is just make the play, and then when you start pressing is when that happens. And even with Amani, I mean, he's made that catch before, and the ball was just laid perfect. It was an unbelievable, like I said, unbelievable throw, and you just got to come down with him and just catch that ball.
Coach, why is Malik struggling right now?
I don't really get a chance to just watch him just individually. I know that we played a lot of guys. I know that Tim and Freeman played, and Freeman played pretty well.
Did BJ bench him?
Did you bench Malik, or were you just resting him, or what?
No, they rotated. We didn't bench him.
What happened on the missed field goal?
The missed field goal, I didn't even see it. Kind of it went to our left. Just probably mishit it.
Did Jake say anything about the snap on the third down play? Or it just come out of his hand?
No, it just came out of his hand wrong, and then kind of slid to the left. And I think that what happened was Shane was looking downfield too, and it was more like he's looking at the coverage and trying, because we had the route that we just threw for a touchdown. That route was going to come on that play also.
Coach, you ever think twice about deferring to the second half? I think it's 3 times now. You guys have kind of fallen behind early. It's kind of a tough hold to put the offense in.
Well, it's not a tough hold for the offense because we do get the ball back. So, I mean, we just have a chance to go score.
But they didn't score in the second half. I think that's happened multiple times now. You're always going to defer on the coin toss?
Well, you get the ball the second half, so it's not, whether you defer or not defer, you get the ball. I mean, you're going to get it eventually, so go score.
Did it look to you like they were big on John Bonnie a lot of the game?
Well, if you look at it, Bunning had the one down the sideline where he had the interference, and then he let the guy inside on the one-man coverage. But we just got to do a better job of covering, and we can do it because second half we end up playing a lot better, and they were able to make those able to cover. The third downs is where we got to get off the field. We come with pressure, and when you come with pressure, you can't allow the quarterback to scramble because everyone's in coverage. So if the quarterback can get out of the pocket, then he's going to able to run and go get the first down.
Are the third downs because of the massive time of possession changes them? Because it was almost doubled Kansas State. Is it the third downs? Where is it coming from?
Yeah, because you allow them to stay on the field. So it's the third down because now they're able to continue the drives when you got to get off the field on third down. And we got them to third down.
Charlie, you think this team is still fighting?
Oh, yeah, this team will fight. That doesn't concern me at all because you look at it, they still got some tough games left, and they got some games to go play. And you got Baylor, you still got Tech. I mean, you still got TCU, you still got West Virginia and Kansas. So this team will continue to fight. When you have youth, young guys, they're going to fight. They're not going to give in.
Charlie, what did you think of Freeman and Wheeler's performance, and how frustrating was it not to be able to turn their turnovers into points?
Well, it's Freeman, and he played really well. Had an interception, and I thought he was going to score. I think we just make one block, he will score down the sideline. And those guys, they get a lot of reps, and so they get a chance at practice. You get a chance to watch them, and it's good to see that. The frustrating thing about the turnovers is that we had our opportunities and we didn't take advantage of it.
Troy, what was the strategy on giving them a lot of cushion? They were throwing that quick screen all day long.
Well, what it was, they was going 3-by-1, and they was flaring a guy, so the backer has to. You got to get the ball back inside. So we weren't getting the ball back inside. The ball was getting to the boundary because you got to come up and you guys got to play off of the block, and we didn't do a great job of playing off the block. So the guy was able to get, was running down the middle instead of getting on the edge of him and forcing the ball because you have all your pursuit is running inside out, so you can't allow it to get to the boundary.
All set?
All right, thank you.